Greetings, folks. I just wanted to somehow share my SALVIA Divinorum experience. It was sometime this time around last year, 2010, when I did try it. It was one of the most dramatic, real experiences I've ever had in my life. It was the most profound, I can tell you that. It took me away from here. Took me out of my body, my consciousness. I moved from being physically focused into the true non-physical, if that makes any sense. What you see around you, the walls, your television, the sky, the floor, the bed that you may be sitting on or laying on, the chair, everything is you. Everybody, everyone, everything is one energy. That's something that's not easy to see from the physical format. This is a holographic 3D reality game that we chose to play in order to expand. We expand because that's the purpose of life, the new idea. The human expression is our idea. I've always asked and wondered about God and who God was, and if it was a he, she, it. But I understand now that God is everything. Source is you. Source is me. It's no separation in the energy. If God was one entity, it would be experiencing itself as such as we are right now. I was shown that if you want to see God, look in the mirror. You are the physical extension of what source is, what that energy is. That's why I was mad and furious a lot of times when I prayed to God and He wouldn't show up. People told me He was an all magical man sitting in the clouds, and I often wonder, why couldn't you show up if you were so powerful and magical? And Salvia showed me that it's here. You're here. It is all here right now. The worst thing you may see, or the most beautiful thing you might see, God's source energy has no specific expression of itself. It is all things. It is all emotion. However, in our human format, we tend to have severity and a variety of emotions that are not necessarily the true emotions of love and laughter, which is the true essence of who we are. In this game we play, we apply so many things in our lives, and we use the purpose of amnesia in order to create and expand more. Because if you knew everything and exactly who you were when you came here and held that knowledge, in a sense you wouldn't be creating knew. Not as dramatically as you're doing now, remembering and, going through different problems and, figuring out what you like and what you don't like. Those types of things. And when you first try salvia, it's like your body becomes numb, and you start to hear the sound of the universe. It's like a crystalline, sparkling sound, and it gets really loud, and you suddenly start to fade away. I started to fold away out of this box that we think is Earth, that we think is so real, and it is one of the most profound things you'll ever go through. You understand that the energy that is you and everybody and everything is actually a liquid kind of energy that's not disconnected at all. That's how magical we are. You're creating everything that you see from what you're feeling inside. That energy that's coming out is the mirror. It is your reflection. Whatever you're going through, all of your thoughts and emotions, it's all happening because what's happening is because of your thoughts and emotions. You can change that. That's why a lot of people say think positive, and you'll get just that. It's not a karma kind of thing. I used to believe in karma too, but I understand now that your guilt towards anything or whatever you do, the expectancy of something happening to you, is the essence of what karma is. You're adding it into your life. You're attracting that into your life. The law of attraction is what I can relate to from not being here. After that experience, I started to understand what the law of attraction was. When you leave here and you fade into the oneness of everything, you know all things. There is not one thing that you are excluded from. You have the power to the universal mind, the answers to all of your questions. Anything that you think or can think of when you're away from this human experience, it instantly manifests into your mind. It's not like a voice is speaking to you, but that universal energy that is you, it's running through your consciousness. You become the universe, and you know it. We are actually the universe right now. It's hard to understand. You're not really stationed where you are. You're actually flying. You're in space. This is really all an illusion around you. One of the things I thought about was the act of sex, and that's what we participate in here on Earth, and that ran through my mind. And as I was becoming everything, I was saying, like, I'm actually trying to have sex with myself, because whoever you're liking or loving and you're actually making out, they are you, and you're actually being intimate with each other. But you knew when you leave here, that thought of actually having sex with yourself is like, yuck, That's how it is when you realize that you are all one. And whatever the Bible says about a sin, there's really no sin, but the words are interpreted in a different way to, try to scare people in a way, but that's what I believe it means, is that, you don't really want to indulge in sex too much, because, you are, everybody is one. And when you know that, when you leave here, sex and stuff like that is not on your mind. It's not something that you think about. You're not attractive to people in a non-physical. It's not out, It's not something. Your energy is so high, you're vibrating so intense that that's not something that even crosses your mind. Now, sex here is something that you should embrace. There's nothing to run from. The only sin or wrongdoing is not loving, not appreciating, not having fun, not doing what you want to do, not doing what feels good, sin and bad and good and perfection is all perceptual. Everything we're thinking and believing in is what we're really making up. There's so many ways and avenues I can turn to try to express what Salvia showed me, but the most profound thing it did show me was that everybody and everything is what God is. We're all that energy. So for you to worship another being outside of yourself, to say that it's God, is up to you to do that. You can do that if you want to, but I'm just here to share that you have to appreciate yourself to appreciate what God is. If you're not appreciating yourself, you're not appreciating God. You're not appreciating Source. That energy is you, and once you start to realize that, you're embracing the energy and power that is you. There's so many different perspectives and different scenarios and ways and different experiences that people go through these shamanic experiences and even religious experiences, and everybody actually has one common goal when it comes to spirituality, and that's they're seeking something that's missing, but it's up to you to figure out, to define it, to find it, because this is a game that we play, and I feel like I've been fortunate enough to get close to the end of the game of me chasing my own tail, in a way. I'm at a standstill, and I'm ready to party to, start creating what I want to see, and because now I understand that I am the universe. You are the universe. We're all that. Literally all that. And I'm sorry if I've been all around and mixing everything up, but it's just so much to divulge and I'm trying to conquer the thoughts and express them to you the best way I can. But Salvia, I've only tried Salvia Divinorum, and I have out-of-body experiences, and you have to understand that there are beings and entities all around you. If you see little kids seeing ghosts or seeing people and you don't think they're there, trust those kids. There are beings and entities probably right next to you, all around you. Another thing is, there's no death. I know that for certain. You've probably been here in this reality maybe a couple hundred times, and in different other realities that are probably not as physical as this one, is a billion other times. It goes on and on and on. You're eternal. It's a never-ending story. So many movies and The Matrix and all that kind of stuff. People don't realize how real those kind of movies are, but as time goes by, we'll start to awaken, and you'll remember who you are. It's not necessarily a teacher to student kind of thing, but it's necessary to play this game. Everybody wins. Mass murderers, people that feel victim and try to damn people to hell or whatever. Hell does not exist. These are things I know for a fact from my few experiences with salvia and out-of-body experiences through meditating and UFO and alien experiences. Aliens and UFOs exist. I used to be so interested in both of those things, but after I've been shown them with a little bit of evidence, I'm not really interested in it anymore, because it's something that I already experienced that I know for myself. I'm not interested in explaining that to anybody to try to make them believe me anymore. So I'm pretty much happy where I am. But what makes me happier is to try to relate to people and add to the awakening that's happening right now. This talk about 2012 and the energy that's beyond that and what's coming is very real to me. It's not the end of the world. If you want it to be, it can be for you. But you and your soul, your higher self, has that capability to make that decision. You'll know if you don't want to be here anymore, if it's something that you desire. I desire and know that I'll be here for a while. I'll be here to see the changes and the positivity and the love and happiness and that energy permeate through this time-space reality that we're in. So, and after trying salvia, I ran into Abraham Hicks. Esther channels Abraham, that energy of those entities, and I ran into Bashar. Darrow channels Bashar, and I know for a fact that these two beings are very important to the teachings of, remembering who we are. A lot of people think they're frauds and everything, but I, for one, don't see it that way at all. It's no coincidence that I ran into them after I tried my salvia experience. I feel and kind of know that I opened myself up to a whole different reality, even though it still seems real here. Like I'm still seeing the same people, but I made a shift in myself, and I believe everybody can do that in time. If you don't see people, if you don't see that happening around you, it's because you haven't changed within. What's on the inside shows on the outside. What you think about, you get, whether you want it or not. You have to understand that. That's why you listen to people say focus on the positive things. Talk about what you want. Talk about the things you want. Imagine it. Lie. Not to hurt anybody, but lie and say, I'm rich. I have a lot of money. I have a good job, and a lot of people tell people that. If they start asking you questions about what you do, lie about it. I've done it, honestly done it before, and I used to lie about how much I got paid and all that kind of stuff, and it actually manifested. I actually got the job and the amount of money I was saying that I had. There's so many things like that actually worked out. So I'm going to end this video right here, and I know there's a whole lot of stuff I didn't touch on with the salvia, but I just know that if it's legal in your state, I advise you try it. I did it alone. I don't advise that people do it alone, because everybody is not, I don't want to say responsible, because we are responsible, but at times we can play the role of irresponsibility with friends and young ones and people in the party and stuff. But this is a spiritual tool that's been placed here by the desire of us, and you appreciate it from Mother Earth that provided the plants is a powerful thing. DMT, psilocybin, what they call shrooms, and Salvia Divinorum is something to look into. Much love, and I look forward to making some videos. I thought this video format was appropriate because it's all an illusion. It really is. Much love.